I'm Lorne Greene. During the next quarter hour, you'll see one of the most beautiful Boy Scout camps in this country, believe me. And it belongs to you, the scouting people of San Fernando Valley Council. Camp Whitsett is 35 miles north of Kernville, deep inside the scenic high country of the Sequoia National Forest. As a matter of fact, it's just on the other side of Sentinel Peak, visible between the trees on the right side of the picture. This is logging country, and the smell of fresh-cut pine wood fills the air as we pass through Johnsondale, a colorful lumber mill town. Some 35 million board feet of lumber are processed here every year, and Camp Whitsett is 4 miles farther north. Well-known High Sierra landmarks such as Half Dome, Sentinel Peak, and Slate Mountain surround the camp. This area is somewhat familiar to me because, as you know, we filmed some of our Ponderosa scenes for Bonanza just a few mountains over from here, near Lone Pine. Nobe, Young, and Bone Creeks feed into your own Lake Ida. The 4,800-foot altitude makes the air fresh and clear, while the odor of campfires makes the appetite grow. And tomorrow's dreams of remembrance are born here each day. You know, it's amazing what this 140 acres of forest land, covered with Jeffrey and Digger pines and big sequoias that stand majestically tall, it's amazing what they'll do to you in just 1 week. Why, you'll see the whole world about you just a little differently, and you'll want to enjoy it a little more. How many of you are ready to go right now, huh? Well, there's more to going to camp than going to camp, if you know what I mean. The camp has to be made ready for the rush of scouts that start arriving shortly after school closes. That's where the scoutmasters and other scout leaders come in. Yes, sir, as soon as one camping season ends, your council officials start plans for the next year. They plan and work out details to improve and expand the facilities at Whitsett. Then they have to see that money is raised so that new buildings can be erected and older ones repaired. It doesn't come free, you know. As soon as weather permits, your council's camp director and his adult staff inspect the entire camp. Later, the complete junior staff, made up primarily of Eagle Scouts who want to learn a little more about how to be a leader among men, tour the compounds and get a briefing on their summer duties. Meanwhile, back at San Fernando Valley, various troop committees meet to decide where they'll go this summer, and when, and how, and who, and all the other details. These decisions are then discussed with the troop sponsors, such as churches, the PTA, civic groups, and others. Next, all plans are talked over with the scouts' parents. Expenses are discussed. The insurance coverages furnished by the scout organization are explained, and the parents' approval of the program is secured. But there's still one more problem that has to be ironed out. Your scoutmaster, or other leader, must arrange his vacation to coincide with your troop time at camp. After all, he can't just take off from work and leave his family anytime he wants to. Then there's the matter of paying camp fees. Because scouts should be thrifty and self-reliant, they're urged to earn their own money for camp. The payments can be made to the troop committee in small weekly amounts. All monies for camping must be turned into the San Fernando Valley Council headquarters at least 2 weeks before the troop is scheduled to arrive at Whitsett. And now that all arrangements are taken care of, what happens next? Well, let's join some scouts who have been to Camp Whitsett in the past and see what's in store for you this summer. When your bus or autos arrive at camp, your scoutmaster checks in the troop with the camp staff. Then you assemble and hike to the selected campsite, where a camp guide, who's assigned to your troop, makes sure that you'll have all necessary equipment and facilities at the site. Then it's into swimming trunks for the rest of the afternoon. Because right after you receive a complete physical checkup from the camp doctor, who lives right at the health lodge, it's down to Lake Ida for a swimming check. Yes, sir, you get a chance now to show the waterfront staff just how good a swimmer you really are. You'll be classified either as a non-swimmer, a beginner, or a swimmer. The buddy system is the regulation at Lake Ida for everyone. You and your buddy's name tags go up on this buddy board, and their position indicates who's in the water at all times. When the lifeguard blows his whistle, everyone must grab his buddy's arm and hold it high to show that all is well. On the first afternoon in camp, a huge outdoor barbecue is held. Before the chow line starts, grace is said by a camp official. Families still at the camp are invited to enjoy the barbecue with their boys. Later that evening, the well-fed and, we presume, contented scoutmasters meet with the camp director and his staff for last-minute instructions and the answering of questions. The scoutmasters are shown camp facilities, such as this trading post, where scouts can buy hobby materials, postcards, cold drinks, ice cream, and other knickknacks. This same modern concrete block building houses the supply warehouse, bulk food storage, and 3 walk-in refrigerators, one of which is a deep freeze box. Each day in camp begins with the impressive raising of Old Glory. Then, food for the entire troop is picked up at the trading post. And you'll be glad to know this is done 3 times a day. Each troop is requested to have a member give thanks before every meal. Camp Whitsett is prepared to meet the requirements of all religious faiths. And there is a non-denominational interfaith service held midweek by the resident chaplain. During that first day in camp, your leaders meet with the camp staff and discuss all the activity and event plans you made earlier. Schedules are set up for you. Camp activities and programs are arranged so that you can work on merit badge requirements or non-requirement awards, such as the mile swimming event. In each camp session, the full list of first and second class requirements are offered each day. Instruction and aid in merit badge work includes rowing and canoeing practice, along with safe handling. Scouts are urged to work on those merit badge requirements needed for the Eagle rank, such as life-saving. It's also advisable to take advantage of the special opportunities at camp to learn or practice skills that can't be accomplished as well in the city. Scoutcraft programs include pioneering, with sessions in knot tying and rope work lashings, such as building an A-frame or skyway for some rope sliding fun. There's also compass reading, mapping, and trailing, along with the safe handling of woodcraft tools. There are special instructions in hiking techniques and field hikes for all grades of hikers, from beginners to the very special week-long hikes charted on this 3-dimensional relief map. There's the brand new route for the Silver Knapsack hike that winds through the High Sierra Ranges for 5 nights and 6 days. Or the even more adventurous Powderhorn Trail hike through 65 miles of lush, high mountain meadows and along the beautiful Kern River Basin. To make this journey, a scout must have already completed the Silver Knapsack hike or an equivalent one. For completing either hike, a special medal and patch are awarded. Other first and second class requirements for which instruction and practice are available include semaphore signaling and open pit cooking. Here, the scouts are really expressing self-confidence by tackling the very tough job of cooking a peach cobbler. And from the expressions on their faces, I'd say it must be pretty good. Camp Whitsett also has excellent natural resources for conservation merit badge work. There's soil conservation to stop wash-offs of the topsoil. Also water conservation. These scouts are constructing obstacles in the stream below Lake Ida to create quiet pools for the protection and benefit of trout and other small water life. One of which is this blue-tailed skink held in the instructor's hand. It's a small lizard-like animal found near Whitsett's creeks. This enables a good first-hand close-up study of nature. Whitsett has a long, honorable history, and its use as a campground dates back through many centuries of Indian lore. These potholes are found in large rocks on the shores of Lake Ida. They were handmade by Indians hundreds of years ago and used by the Indian women to grind corn and other grain into meal and flour. In field sports, Whitsett's splendid rifle range is under the supervision of real experts. Here, you can earn your marksmanship merit badge and also an official NRA certificate. The guns are provided by the camp and ammunition is available. There's also a Mosquite range where you can practice skeet shooting with a .22 caliber small bore shotgun. Of course, all scouts handling firearms are given full instructions in good hunter safety practices. On the archery range, competent instructors will help you earn your archery merit badge and the association certificates, too. But don't get the idea it's all work at the camp. No, sir, there's also just plain fun time. Time to relax and enjoy yourself doing whatever you want to do for fun. Even the scoutmasters get into this act with a special contest to see who can stay in his boat the longest. It's hard to say who gets the biggest laughs, the scoutmasters or their observing troops. There's also a chance to do a little fishing at Whitsett. There, you can see this scout pulling one out of the water now. There's a fly fishing contest each week and a plug casting contest. Unfortunately, like all good things, the week at camp comes to an end all too soon. And the last official camp activity on Friday night is a very special campfire ceremony on the bank of Lake Ida. There's a little bit of sadness knowing the week has run its time, and there are newly made friends to say goodbye to. Yes, it's a night you'll never forget, no matter how long you live. As the campfire goes out, suddenly from the far side of Lake Ida, 2 torchlights appear. It looks like an Indian standing royally in an approaching canoe. As it nears the campgrounds, we discover there are 3 canoes. A hushed stillness blankets the night air. The Indian chief steps into the council arena between his torchbearers and speaks.
Many harvests ago, a tribe of Indians called the Two-Bats came into this valley to spend their summers. After making a long and treacherous trip up the Kern River, they would arrive here tired and hungry. So they would go out into the forest to hunt and to collect the pine nut and the acorn. Now, many years later, you too have made this long journey to spend a part of your summer in the land of the Two-Bats. And you too arrived here hungry. But your hunger was of a different type. You did not come here to hunt or to gather seeds, but rather you came seeking fun and excitement. This week, as you have tried to fulfill this hunger, you have done so with a purpose, knowing full well your promise that you would live up to the qualities of a good scout camper. In a few hours, you will return home, just as the Two-Bat did so many years ago. And you, too, will take something of value, the joy of good scout camping.
Your week is ended. It's Saturday, and one last look at Sentinel Peak as your cars pull out of camp for home. Back past the ever-burning slash furnace of Johnsondale Lumberyard. And what a full week it has been. How can you ever forget all the hard work in learning new skills and the fun, those jokes you played on your scoutmasters, those wonderful smells of the meals cooking all around under the pines? Yeah, great. Back home, there's a court of honor ceremony, and some of you get merit and achievement badges before work at camp. And your mothers and fathers are so proud. And do you feel good when some of the younger and newer scouts want to see and admire your new badges? Every time you look at them, you remember the good times at Camp Whitsett and Lake Ida. Makes you kind of anxious for the next time. And if you haven't been there yet, I think I know how you feel. You see, I never had the opportunity for this kind of experience when I was your age. So don't you miss out. Take it from your friend, Lorne Greene. Start right now making your plans to go this summer. Okay?